In what specific ways can we show empathy towards people who have mental health challenges as individuals, firstly, and as a society as a whole?
Mm. Um, it's first of all, it's just to listen and to hold that safe space for that person to just tell their story. It doesn't matter if you think it's right or wrong. Like I said, you know, I treat and I meet with people who have committed horrendous crimes. That's not my concern. My concern is, what were the different factors that led to that point. But also, like I wanted to mention, because I'm Nigerian as well, right? So my in terms of the knowledge around mental health, I feel like still to this day, there's a lot of misconceptions around what mental health is, right? And
Hmm.
how serious to take it. Usually
Hmm.
it's like, okay, when a person quote unquote goes mad, then okay, there's something wrong with this person. But actually there were several triggers and several points in which you could have seen that this person might be going down a slippery slope. And I meet with a lot of people from an African background, or a culture that doesn't necessarily embrace mental health as much as physical health, for example. So I think that's also something that we need to look at in terms of trying to get to their level to destigmatize the notion that they already have around mental health. And no, it's not just madness, or the person's life isn't just over, or it's not just all about medication, or it's not just what did I say, like it's not just a spell or something like that. So that's another thing that I'm working actually alongside my colleagues and the team as well, in terms of just understanding how we can get across to families, to patients who are from a different cultural background, to get them to understand what mental health is. And I do believe that with doing that, we can definitely save a lot of people from getting to that crisis point. Because that's the thing, like there is no, mental health. There's a whole spectrum, and also nobody is exempt from suffering from a mental health illness, or having poor mental health. But I think the lack of resources, the lack of language in terms of understanding, what's going on within the mind, is also quite important. But yeah, all of those things that I've just mentioned um, is stuff that I think is really important. As much as we are talking about mental health, I guess maybe I've got my more clinical hat on as well, because I see people come through the doors time and time again, and it's like, no, my son isn't mad, or no, it's this, it's that, and I'm like, no. Listen, like I understand what you're saying, because maybe that's how you've grown up, but it's just trying to come down to their level. It's really, sometimes it's really sad to see, I'll be honest with you. And I do feel like at times I have to be like an advocate for them, especially when it pertains to the system, because a lot of black men, for example, you'll find them a lot in prisons, you'll find them a lot in psychiatric hospitals sectioned. And I do feel that, there could have been ways to avoid it if there was an intervention at an earlier stage.